The slight delay, as is typical with me. There was a technical glitch, but we managed to overcome it now. My name's Amy, Amy Walker. I'm a nutritionist, and I'm here today with the wonderful Elizabeth Mary Hancock, aka, the wealthy entrepreneur coach. Liz to me. Liz is actually my coach, and I've invited her along today because, well, I don't want to embarrass her, but I think she's absolutely fabulous. She's helped me out a lot. I'm going to say recruited, but recruited isn't the right word. I mean, I became a client of Lizzie's a year and a half ago because I knew I was going to get coaching for my business, and I definitely needed it because I had this fabulous idea. I wanted to get out of the 9 to 5, but I had no idea kind of how to do it. So with that, I knew I was looking for a business coach, and I was actually introduced to Liz via a mutual friend. And I'd spoken to a couple before, but when I spoke to Liz on the phone, I knew she was the one. Wow.
I don't know if anyone's ever said that to me before.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
So with that, I knew that I would get help with my business, but I got so much more than that from Liz and her coaching and the fabulous group and community that I'm a member of that, Liz has put together. So we're here today to talk a little bit about what Liz does and how she can help you, and speak about her fabulous event that she's got coming up, which I'm actually speaking at as well, which is exciting, strength, terrifying. So I'll stop my rambling and I'll hand you over to Liz.
Cool. Thank you, Amy, for that wonderful introduction. That's so lovely. And yeah, you are so ready to talk at that event because you're brilliant and you have such an amazing story. And I'm your coach, and I'm great at what I do and everything. But it's you that's done that. I haven't done it for you. So yeah, you've made some amazing changes, and not just in your business but in your life, and that's why I think all coaches love that. I want to change lives, I want to help people, but for me it's not like business and life is just such an integrated thing. I think when you're an entrepreneur, your life business becomes your life. And yeah, we still need to have a healthy separation, and we need to have a life outside of our businesses. But you can't you can't build a successful business if it doesn't impact you as a person. Then that's a bit weird, in my opinion, because I think usually the reason you can't build a business is because you don't know what to or how to, but also you've got blocks around that. Success, you're might be scared of failure or scared of success, even past programming, stuff that's happened in the past, where you're at with everything else in your life. And I think if we don't address those kinds of things through the business coaching, but if they don't become a part of it, then it very often there might be a change for the time you're with that coach or that client, but then quite soon afterwards things can kind of regress back to normal, which is a shame. So we need to make the change big and make it happen and make it lasting, so you can go and be brilliant forever.
It is. It does. They do massively. They are hand in hand. I mean, I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. That my fundamental change would happen when I started addressing things that I didn't even know were wrong. So I had no idea. And it does. You really have to work on like and this is something that you've definitely helped me with loads, is mindset. Because you go into starting a business thinking it's going to be this kind of process, and it's so not. Yes, there is a process, of course, but you're only going to follow that process if you've got it right up here. And I've heard loads of people say it before, and I'm like, that can't be it. You're just being a bit, being a bit woo. But actually, it's completely true. Completely true.
Yeah. And the more I coach with myself with a man now, with a male, and actually the more time I spend with men, they have the same shit and they get it. they still have blocks, and they're very aware of them, and good coaches, male coaches that coach women, will be very aware of them, but they just kind of deal with it in a slightly less, and they're just a bit more matter of fact about it, I guess. And they have shit that they have to overcome and deal with, but they just kind of do it. They don't question the fact they've got to do it. Whereas we as women, I think we're like, oh, do I really have to do all this work? Do I have to go all deep inside? And men just do it. Most of them are quite happy to do the work, but they're just so much more matter of fact about it. It's less of a big deal. So they just kind of go and do it. I don't know why I started talking about men, but no. But it's,
I mean, why not? Like,
yeah, I think it was that thing about being woo-woo. The more that was my point. The more time I spend with men, I'm realizing actually it's not that woo-woo, because this is so fundamental for everyone. And yes, you can approach it in a woo-woo way. You can go and see like spiritual guides, and I used to think law of attraction was woo-woo, but actually I don't think it is really. It's just like a thing that works, and a tool really. It's like a law and a tool, and if you do it, it's going to work. And I don't think we need to question it as much as we sometimes do. But I think when you first discover it, the automatic process is to question it all. And I guess that's a good thing, because you don't want to just be kind of like brainwashed by things. You have to question it, find out what works for you as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's been like literally it's just, it's obviously helped me along with the stuff that I'm doing business wise, but like it's also helped me along with how I am with me as well. And sometimes you have to kind of open up a few things that you don't want to, and then get through that. But that's kind of all part of the process, and we should be doing that with our lives anyway. So.
And I think that's a really good point. Like, entrepreneurs, I think, are so blessed because they have a really good big excuse to do all this personal development work, because it's like for their business, but really it's for them. Whereas you're in the 9 to 5, yes, you could have a coach, but like, what's the real tangible kind of like real excuse? And also the fact that we as entrepreneurs, we can offset all that stuff against our tax bills and stuff. So I guess it's more tax efficient for us as entrepreneurs, and costs less money, but actually probably costs a lot more because we do so much more. But yeah, so it's I know you talked in your kind of intro about the 9 to 5, and I guess that's what I'm so passionate about. Like 9 to 5, if you love it, then absolutely fantastic. Some people were made to work in an organization and be that, where would we be if we didn't have people like that? And I've got nothing against them. But for me, what upsets me, I guess, is people that are in jobs that they hate, that are like sucking the life out of them. And it might be a job, or it might just be a life. You might not be in the job that you hate. You might just be trying to do your coaching business or your nutrition business or your therapy business, and it's not working. So you still feel trapped. You're basically doing a job, but because you're not really running a business, but you're not getting paid any money. So I think really people, that's what gets me, is people that are stuck, whether it's in a job or whatever it is. But and I see something in people that very often they don't see in themselves straight away. And it is kind of like through that initial conversation with someone. Like, I know I wish we'd recorded that first conversation we had, because you were won over pretty quickly. You were an easy sell. But I felt your passion, and for like, you really wanted to do this. I could feel it. And people that are led by their passion, not just by making money, they're the people I like to help, because that's what lights me up, and I know that's what lights them up. Sorry. It's
also like, again, like you're saying, if you're doing the 9 to 5 and you're a corporate person and you enjoy that is right, it's fabulous, because we need people to do stuff like that, but if you don't, and you kind of think that for you there might be something slightly, something different, you can see, you would like to be able to see how your life could be different. Because I also think that, especially in the area that we live in, around by, the London area, there is this expectation, if you want, for want of a better word, to get this kind of job, to live this kind of life.
Yeah.
And then, you know, to have this many children, to live in this kind of house, to drive this kind of car, and that's supposed to make you happy. And if it does, again, wicked, you know, absolutely wicked. But if it doesn't, you know, and you don't know that there's another option, that's kind of sad, because actually there is. And like, for the first time in like forever, you know, especially in the last kind of year, I've been really, really excited about, since obviously coaching with you and starting up my nutrition business, I've been really, really excited about helping people and how my life can go. Actually doing something that I'm passionate about, and that's going to like help people stay well, because, you know, that's why I did it in the first place, and actually be able to, you know, mold my life how I want it, not how someone else has told me it should be, and I should just be happy when I get that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I could feel that. I'm sure everyone else watching or watching the replay, I'm sure they could as well. Like that, you're so passionate about that. And, you know, it's not just about living like, oh, I want to go and be able to live the laptop lifestyle and work from anywhere and live on a beach. And that's great, because you can do that as well.
I mean, I would like to do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to think that, but I think I've been on too many holidays where I haven't had an internet connection, and it's driven me so mad. I've been like, okay, I'll just go on holiday. Yeah, I just think, like, if, as you said, if that makes you happy, great. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying? It's late, guys. It's really late.
Yeah,
and I'm
sorry.
very
And I've thrown you. I've thrown you.
And we've got people watching, which is great. I don't know who you are, but I'm gabbling away because I'm very, very tired. And my daughter was off sick today. But I guess that is the thing, like with your own business, like, yeah, I had loads of plans today. I'm preparing for my event, but actually I was able to, yes, okay, I'm going to have to do it tonight, but I didn't have to like say sorry to my boss and leave and let people down. I was able just to go and get her from school, bring her back home. She actually helped me pack my goodie bags for my event on Thursday. And you know, we ended up having quite a nice day actually, but it's been quite tiring as well. So yeah, I don't know if that's answered anything that you...
if I'm honest with you, I can't remember where we were going with that either. However,
having a lovely chat, and some people are watching.
Watching us is like just chat to each other essentially.
Can I just make people really aware, when I'm coaching, I'm on the ball and like really like hot on it, and me and Amy, we're just having a laugh. So
yes, she absolutely is, and yeah, and she's on the ball, and she will tell you, you know, if you've got your, pardon the terminology, but if you've got your shit right or you've got it wrong, you know, because you want, like, you know, you want us to all, you know, you want me to head off in the right direction. I come out of what I thought was a really, really great idea the other day, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk about this on our group call. I've totally nailed this, and she's like, no, it's wrong, and this is why it's wrong, and I'm kind of like, but you're right, you know, you're absolutely right. I mean, I was frustrated because I had to start again. So, like school kid, but you're absolutely right, and you know, you definitely guide us all in the right direction all the time.
And I hope I do it like firmly enough for it to be effective, which I know I do, but you know, I'm doing it in a nice way and not making people feel shit. But it is frustrating when you don't get something right, but the best thing is, and I think that's what's lovely also about the group, because from one person will struggle with something, and that's so much learning for the group, and then someone will struggle with something else, and that's more learning for the group, rather than you just thinking, oh, coach and client on their own, and they feel like they're getting things wrong, which isn't the case at all. But I think learning from other people is so powerful, and also being able to realize when someone is struggling that you also have the answers and that you're growing your expertise. I think that's really motivating, and makes you feel great as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like the support you do get from the group as well, for me, has been fundamental. I mean, if they're on, you know, we've got the usuals, we've got like the Bonnies and then the Deans and the Lucias and the Crushes and, you know, everybody, and especially you and Ange, you know, my accountability buddy, like keeping me on track. And, you know, when I'm feeling, because, you know, life gets in the way, and sometimes you wake up and you think, oh, you know, I just really don't want to do this today, you know, but you know, if you have to, if you want to keep going, you have to keep going. And sometimes you need to kind of, put your hand up and say, and this is something that I haven't historically been good at, and I'm still not great, but I am getting better. Putting your hand up and saying, actually, I'm not doing very well today, and I need a little bit of help. And people like to help, and the girls, they always come to my rescue, bless them. So, you've got that within the community as well, which is awesome.
It is great. And I think being in a program, obviously I'm bigging mine up, but being in a program where, like, I love my group program, my 50K Academy. I love them so much, but the ideal is to have that group time and some one-to-one as well, because then you get that real deep, personalized attention, but then you get the deep stuff as well, everything we were talking about earlier, and the fun of the group as well, which is fab. And your accountability buddy. Like
and your accountability buddy, yeah. So it is great actually, because like the one-to-one just really kind of like gives you the time to hone in on what you want to achieve, and so then you put a plan into place. You're clear on where you're headed that month, and anything that you're struggling with, you get to talk about, and you iron stuff out for me. And then, when you get the group call a little bit later on in the month, you can go through anything that you're struggling with, and then get some support and extra training and like support from the group and feedback as well, because feedback is like incredible, absolutely incredible. If I'm stuck, because I'm not very good at making up names of things, am I? Right, so it's fine. But like Sarah has helped me out. Sarah Cook in our group, she's helped me out a number of times actually. Thanks. But it's great. So then you've got the community, and they help you in that kind of way as well. So if you are struggling, and you do, if you are, on a journey, and you want to start your own business, and you haven't got haven't got a clue how, then ask questions. You can ping me some questions if you don't want to go through to Liz. We can put Liz's contact details here. So if you don't want to go through to Liz and you just want, to ask somebody about, what is it all about, then just ping me a message and I'll speak to you openly and honestly about it, warts and all. It's just the way it is. It's glorious and difficult.
Yeah. Glorious and difficult. Fab.
So but on to that actually, because if anybody is wanting to know a little bit more about what you do, you've got an event coming up which I'm speaking at, plug, on Thursday and Friday of this week. Do you want to go ahead and speak about that a little?
Yeah, so I've really only got another 5 tickets available. We're fine as we are, but we could take another 5. So that's really exciting, and it's so lovely that this last week I don't have to worry about have I got enough people and that, because I know that's done, which is great. So the event is the 50K Formula live event, and I've changed the name, and I'll share that with people for a reason, and that is to help people with this whole name thing. Like you just mentioned, you're not very good at coming up with names. We never are when it's for ourselves. When it's but I'm really good at doing it for others, and like Sarah's great at it, as you mentioned, but for myself, like, I called this Dream It, Believe It, Achieve It. That's kind of like my tagline, if you like. And I made the common but very grave mistake of it not doing what it says on the tin, because Dream It, Believe It, Achieve It, that could be anything. That could be health, wealth, business, climbing mountains, feeling fit, eating right. It didn't say. And there's like stuff like Tony Robbins things, unleash the power within, and it's all, I wasn't trying to be like that at all, but it's a bit vague. And then I was like, okay, I've got this Wealthy Entrepreneur brand. I call it the Wealthy Entrepreneur Bootcamp, but what is that? And then I finally, a bit late in the day, but I finally came up with the 50K Formula, because that is what I'm really good at, helping people I'm good at helping people at different stages, but what I love the most is helping people that are just starting out. And I think there's a lot of coaches out there saying, hey, coach with me, you can get 100 grand in a year, or I'll get you your first 10K months. And if you're just starting out, to be honest, that's not going to happen straight away. If you think about when you started work, you didn't walk straight into a job at 50K unless you were a lawyer or something. Even lawyers, I don't start at that, because they have to train, don't they? So I think and I'm sure you'd agree, Amy, if someone was to be able to make 50 grand in their business, that's a good income. That can replace your, for most people, that could probably replace a full-time employed income.
Yeah,
maybe it's a little bit less for some. It might be way more for others, but I think that's a really good income. And if you can make that in your business a year, and set everything up, then to make the next step is much easier. But you've got to have the foundation right, and you've got to do it in a way that isn't overwhelming and is not going to blow your head to bits. And I think when you're starting out, if you're with a coach, because this is what I did, I signed up with a coach and I was like, I'm going to be earning 100 grand in a year. I'm so excited. And I kept telling everyone, and then I didn't. And I felt so rubbish. I felt really shit about myself, and I felt like I'd failed. And I hadn't failed because I had built a business. It just wasn't at the stage where I set out for it to be, because I was sucked in by this great marketing. And I have a bit of an issue with that, because I think there's a big group of very talented people who are so well trained and are so passionate about what they do. And it's a bit like the rich and poor divide. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And that's almost what's happening in business, because you've got this divide of people that are too scared to sign up with coaches, or they haven't got the coach at their level. And then there's all the I can't afford it, we need to invest to progress and all that kind of thing. We won't go into that, but generally I think if we can help those people that are so good at what they do and so passionate, help them build a business that's sustainable so that they can do it full time and then reach more people and make a greater impact, then I've created something really special and had the impact on the world that I want to have. So that's where it all comes from. Does that all make sense?
It does. We've literally only probably got about a minute left. So,
okay. Gosh. Okay. So you can message me for any more details about the event, or message Amy. The event is a 2-day event, Thursday, Friday in Baker Street in London. And we're going to be doing basically everything. If any of what I've said resonates, then you need to be in that room. You need to be there. If you're struggling to get your head in the game, you're doubting yourself, you're thinking this is always going to be an expensive hobby, and you're never going to make proper money out of it, that is absolute BS. And you can. And if you can't, I will very nicely and sensitively tell you that, not in front of everyone else. And we'll come up with another idea that can make shit happen. And then, so we're going to be loads of mindset stuff and great stuff on day 1. And then day 2, we're going to be actually building your business and setting it up so that you can go away and take it forward and actually start building. There's a lot of I'm not just telling you, we're going to be doing exercises in the room to actually get stuff done and get stuff started.
To get you going. Yeah. It's absolutely, that's going to be absolutely brilliant.
And it's going to be a bit of a retreat, basically. It's not just a workshop. I'm really looking after everyone. As I said, I was packing goodie bags today with my daughter, and I can't wait.
It's going to be great. Like great speakers. And juices as well, yummy juices. But what we'll do, and thanks Liz, but what we'll do is we'll post all the information. I mean, the event is actually posted all over my page anyway, but we will make sure that we post all the information that you need to get in contact with myself or Liz, and we'll answer any questions you've got. I'm really, really paranoid that this is about to cut off, so I'm going to say...
Okay, the price has gone up. The price has gone up now to $397. But if you are in Amy's group, and you share it in another group, then I will let you in for $197. But you will have to just message me, because I have to send you a separate link.
Awesome, thanks.
Which I think is fair, isn't it?
I think it's fair. I think that's good value. I think that's really good value.
Yeah, fair and generous.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, thanks ever so much for joining us today, Liz. It's been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and I'll be seeing you on Thursday, and hopefully some of you guys will too.
Yeah, I'd love to know who's watching us.
I don't know either, but I'll find out. See you later. I'll see you soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.